You mentioned you want pro se, so I want to get your opinion about
Okay.
a couple of other things too. Got a friend that I know out in the Philadelphia area. He's an attorney, 30 years. Not a family law attorney, but what he's done, because he's also gone through the family law grinder, the meat grinder, whatever. He put together a course. Over 4 years, he's taken a lot of resources. He's given a course to people to say, and the way that he's marketed, he's saying it helps you to become a better client for your attorney, to reduce fees, because there's a lot of things. You've done a lot of your work. You've been able to research things and put things together, and basically has probably made a better case on some things than your attorneys have and everything. But also it kind of gives you a crash course in family law, because many of the family law attorneys, they're not really good at it either. They know the parts on how to abuse and stuff like that. But what are your thoughts about people if this guy, because the reason I'm asking you this is because he's come to me and said, Jeff, I've watched your videos, stuff like that, keep doing what you're doing. By the way, I'd like you to make this course available to others. He would give 6 to 8 weeks of a lecture, an hour and a half, a lecture, and then a follow-up of another hour and a half in that week of questions and answers. What can I, he's not taking your case, he's not going to ask specifics, but he's equipping you to become a better client or have some type of a family law situation. He's charging like $500 for it.
Right.
What are your thoughts about that? Do you recommend people do something like that?
I do, and in fact, we have that here in Texas too. A Pro Se Dad group that does that. They meet every Wednesday and they talk about this. They go through their trials and tribulations of how it is, or people just now starting to understand it.
Because nobody believes it.
Nobody.
Yeah.
And so I post some of my stuff up there, and they're just like, there's no way you're going through this.
Yeah.
Because they know who I am.
Yeah.
And they're like, there's no way.
Yeah.
It is. This happens every day to people who have no criminal records, never been arrested, probably some of them never been drunk, never done drugs, and yet they don't have their kids.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you say that an attorney is bringing this to light, I think it's great.
Yeah.
For the reasons of, I learned very fast in a hurry, nobody knows my case like me.
Right.
I also learned that there's a lot of people out there that just hand off the responsibilities and that's all they're going to do.
Yeah.
To a lawyer.
Yeah.
Well, he's supposed to know this. And then when they give them stuff, it's in very sporadic dumps.
Right.
And they have to siphon through them. And you're right. When you talk about becoming a better client, you should be able to go through with your attorney, if you have one, a list. Yeah. What do you need? What can I help with? What can I find you? Yeah. I actually turned into my former attorney. I turned into his personal paralegal. What do you need? Mm-hmm. What can't you find? What do I have to search for? Right. He would give me something, and it would take it off his plate so that he would actually work on something of a higher caliber, and I would go after the small stuff. Yeah. And what he's also said, this one guy in particular, he says, you've asked him, what do you need? This attorney says, I'm going to tell you what you need to do to bring to your attorney, so that you don't even have to ask him, what do you need? Right. You can already do this. So. Well, and that's the thing, and on here, it's a huge, on my computer, you asked about a bunch of stuff. So this is my new motions that I've got on my computer, and I have it categorized from 2020 to 2021, and you can see how many.
Holy cow.
That's how many I drafted.
Yeah.
That's me. That's not an attorney. Yeah. Then in 2021, and then whenever I finally had an attorney, everything that he did, I wanted. And the reason for that is so I know what to go do. Yeah. But everything in this file is all stuff that I have.
There are at least, I think, close to 45 or 50 motions in there.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they don't all get heard. Yeah. The judge gets to decide which ones he's going to hear or give weight to. And that's the worst portion of that is that a majority of these were valid, worth hearing, worth ruling into my favor. But I didn't pay his campaign fund. And you spoke about that. I actually had an interview with a local news crew and interviewed me, and I told them, this is a judge who violated campaign finance laws, ethics, and still sitting on the bench telling me what to do with my family. Yeah. And he took $30,000. We don't even know if it was paid back, but it funded him, and he's been on the bench for 24 years. Yeah. But yet he gets to determine what I do in my family.
Yeah. Yeah. And teach your children how to go the straight and narrow way.
That's right.
I pocket.
While I pocket it, and then the bad part about this is that he'll sit there on that video, which I'm happy to give you. He'll sit there on that video and tell you that you don't know the law and you need a lawyer. I actually had opposing counsel now in two different, one in a hearing and the other one in our jury trial, asked me where I went to school and when I got my law license.
Yeah.
Because she was so frustrated with me.
Yeah.
She didn't. I wasn't giving her what she wanted. Mm-hmm. So I have to go after you personally. If I can get you to get underneath your skin, it'll show this jury how angry you are, how mad you are, how temperamental you are.
Yeah.
I'll get everything I need out of one question.
Yeah.
That alone should disqualify any attorney, but you're not there in good faith anymore.
Yeah.
You're just there to piss him off.
Yeah.
You're poking the lion that's in the cage.
Yeah.
And now we're starting to see those videos where that lion's starting to get a hold of somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our judiciary has got to find a way to change. I think we're going to have some good things with some of the new senators that are coming in, especially for us on the family law side of things.
Yeah.
But I do believe that some of these laws need to be modified, revamped, and I think family law needs to get out of the way, and I think it needs to go back to civil. It needs to stay civil.
Right.
Family law has done nothing but create financial burdens and restrict access to children.
Yeah.